Yeah, right away we can see the Dream Destroyers now that, especially now that Flipside is on the side of the Dire, they'll take out that Lycan immediately. They don't want to have to deal with that rat threat that starts really, really early on. So I'm glad to see that hero gone. There's a reason he's banned. Razor also going to be taken out there as a farming, maybe a safe lane, maybe the mid roll, and also that farming mech carrier that can be so devastating, especially when he gets those long static links off and his late game pushing threat when Razor does finish up that Ags and possibly Ags Refresher, also pretty darn good in the team fights. So looking at a slightly different game here, probably going to see Troll Warlord come again. Flipside has ran that about every time I've cast them in the recent weeks.
Yeah, we'll see if they decide to go with a similar lineup that they did in the last game. I mean, I don't think they're going to try for the split push again. They obviously could, but, I mean, they've already figured out that it's probably not going to work as well as they hope it to. And Dream Destroyers, they actually go ahead and they ban out the Void and the Lycanthrope first as seen in the draft. So, I mean, they're going to have to rethink their strategy a little bit. Do they want to go with split push and maybe pick up a Prophet Druid this game, maybe go classic Alliance style? Or are they going to go straight on Deathball fight, and they're going to go ahead with the Brewmaster first pick? It seems to be the decision they're going with.
I don't like it. You've already
like
got the silence from the Death Prophet. Okay, there you go. At least they pick up the Skywrath along with it, but oh my gosh, the Death Prophet silence, sure, it's never really prioritized early, but expect an early point in the silence, I think, this game. At least a 3-second duration, so Brewmaster can't get off his ult. And then, of course, you got Doom. So you left the big three popular heroes that all have those silences, and of course the Doom, the ultimate silence, in the pool when you picked up the Brewmaster. I mean, it's not guaranteed that the Brewmaster won't work, but he's not the hero that can go and jump in first now. You're going to need some other sort of initiation, something to take out the Doom, and Doom is likely going to prioritize building a Blink Dagger so then he can just blink in and find the Brewmaster. And, well, if you don't have the Primal Split ult, I don't know what else Brewmaster really does for your team. He's fairly tanky, but not so much against the magic resistance. It's just that evasion that comes into play. He's very, very good against all physical lineups, not so much against the current two heroes on Dream Destroyers.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, but, you know, taking a look at some of these bans, Earthshaker will get banned out immediately. I mean,
Dire's pick.
We knew that was coming up. This guy gets banned out all so often, but Mirana will get picked up with a Skywrath Mage, so we're going to be looking for them to pick up a facilitator for this, and the Shadow Shaman's still in the pool, which could be really scary with a Mirana Skywrath Mage, and I'm looking to see if they decide to go pick that one up.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Flipside loves the dirty rat split push business. It's not their fault. It's a necessary business in this day and age. But hopefully 6.82 will remedy all of that if it ever actually comes out here.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah. I mean, it was also very viable for the Dream Destroyers right now. They need the extra lockdown. They've got the... I always consider Doom a bit of a pushing hero. Scorched Earth is pretty nice for the sustain of the push. I mean, at least for Doom himself. And the fact that he brings another aura, and generally a mech or a Vlad's, some other auras. He's the aura holder for your push, and then Death Prophet, obviously, with the exorcism. Shadow Shaman, if picked up, would have the Serpent Ward, so there's a ton of push potential. Pretty decent team fight if they can't be killed, but there's a lot of burst damage on Flipside. So the killing potential in the early game, and even the late game, I do like a lot for Flipside. They could potentially shut down whatever Dream Destroyers drafts up, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, wait and
there's
see.
There's the Venge
indeed.
this time.
Yep, there's a Venge that you were so fond of last game.
She's the best.
She is the best. That negative aura is absolutely huge. I mean, a lot of people don't end up noticing it until you get hit. Whoa.
Yeah.
Radiant's pick.
Nice.
Flipside Tactics, living up to their name.
Would you like me to tell you what they're going to do? Maybe I shouldn't.
You tell you, because
maybe you should be surprised.
I'm letting people know of what the schedules are in the chat, so I'd really appreciate it if you went on about that.
Can't they find this? You lazy Twitch chat. Just find the schedule yourself. Actually, I don't think there even is a schedule to find, so I apologize. So with the pudge on the Dire side, there's a little neat trick you can do. Flipside's already unveiled this, so now I don't feel too bad telling people about their strategy. They let me in the loop a little early, but they've also run it once, and I was able to cast it. So you have the pudge starting at level 1. He can pull the Dire big camp into the middle lane, and then pull the creeps through into the medium camp. And Pudge will get level 2, and then if it does it one more time, he's level 3. Once you're level 3, you've got 2 points in your hook, the added range, and your rot. You just start smoking up and TPing the towers nonstop and creating space all over the map. And barking dogs probably coming through the mic. I will kill them later. Yeah, so we'll see the Pudge if it works out.
5 seconds.
It probably will. It's very, very strong. And That's interesting. You pick the Phantom Assassin into a Brewmaster. Brewmaster is generally thought of as countering the Phantom Assassin. However, Brew, when he's silenced, doomed, and ultimately deceased, won't really be able to cast those spells on the Phantom Assassin, so that could also still really work out for them.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think Phantom Assassin versus Brewmaster is one of those,
5 seconds.
how do I put this? They whack at each other with
Reserve time.
all they've got and really can't kill each other. Unfortunately for Phantom Assassin, Brew's nuke kind of screws her up. So, I mean, to go with what you're saying, yeah, Brewmaster will end up beating out the Phantom Assassin. Really, this huge amount of magical burst is one of those things that if you draft a Phantom Assassin, you're kind of scared to draft her into, but they're not worried about the stun. They're not worried about the burst. And I wonder what their 5th pick is going to be. Maybe something along the lines of an Abaddon or an Omni Knight to make sure she stays alive because
Radiance
there's
banned.
nothing for her at the moment.
I could see Flipside picking Omni.
Yeah, I maybe Flipside picks Omni. I don't know, but Phantom Assassin will struggle against this lineup of Flipside. I really feel like she is going to get dominated
10 seconds to go.
if they run her as is in the draft right now.
5 seconds.
And I mean, there's too much for her to deal with. If there was all auto attack on the side of
Reserve
Flipside,
time.
if they had like Lycanthrope, I wouldn't say Void, but
Please no
auto
Lycan,
attackers,
please.
Dyer's pick.
then she might have a chance. Lycanthrope, Lone Druid is another one she does well against.
Omni Knight. Omni Knight.
They either Dream Destroyers has to pick
I'm
up
a
Omni
believer.
Knight or Flipside denies it. Because
No, man. Team Meatwall, Hippie and I had the pleasure to cast Isidris Gaming, the Argentinian squad, and they ran a Pudge Omni Knight offlane, and it was unreal. They lost the game, but they were playing against a
10 seconds to go.
full, like, in-meta roster, like Faceless Void, Tinker, like, the worst of the
5
worst, and they
seconds.
were doing incredibly well. The Pudge Omni Knight, the Rot and the Degen aura together is absolutely
Reserve
hilarious.
time.
The hook into the purification and that pure damage heal is hilarious. It's one of the clowniest combos, and it's pretty effective. It's actually really good at stopping Tinker, who generally blinks into the trees,
What's with
thinks
all
he's
the
super
scribbling?
safe, and then you just hook him out, purify his ass, and he's dead.
well, stopping Tinker, but stopping Phantom Assassin even worse. I mean, again, her blur does shit
that's a
versus
troll.
Magic Game. That's actually an interesting
Radiant's
one.
pick.
That's a hero that
I mean,
maybe Phantom
not for them,
Assassin
it's
can
not.
go up against. Okay, maybe not actually
No,
because
the mischance.
I
from
forgot
Full
about
Warlord.
the whirling axe. If the whirling axis doesn't get off onto Phantom
If
Assassin,
that wasn't a spell.
if she gets either an MKB or a BKB, she could have a chance. But that's where I go back to the Omni Knight. She needs a BKB early, and if she ends up having to buy it, that's going to drain out really fast. So that's why I think the Omni Knight pick
10
needs to come out
seconds
from
to
Dream
go.
Destroyers, or they're going to go with a Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor. So those are the supports I wanted to see in game number 1. So at least I get my wish. They come out here in game number 2, and wow, everyone picked up fast. They know what they're gonna do right now. I'm
Yep,
curious
so
if Dream Destroyers has got the memo on what Jenkins will do on this Pudge right
Better
here.
get
Because
ready.
Newsham, I'd be terrified. This Newsham Jenkins combo is freaking ridiculous. They will not. Fridge, were you in that game on our stats? With the no missed hooks, like no missed arrows on either of them, like the entire game.
Oh, while we're waiting to answer that one, let's go ahead and introduce the teams. I'll start with Dyer here for Flipside NA. We've got Jenkins on the Big Bad Pudge with Sunken. He's going to be on the Skywrath Mage. Newsham will be on the Marana. Shibby on the Brewmaster. And Shredder, he's going to be playing the Troll Warlord.
All right, and over to the side of Dream Destroyers with, I would say, a pretty terrifying team. You've got really good push, nice synergy between most of your heroes here. So you've got Bloody Nine playing on the Vengeful Spirit, my second most played
30
hero.
seconds
So
to
rooting for
showtime.
that girl this game. Fanny on the pretty boring to play Death Prophet, but also very effective. You got the Doom, WWD will be taking that into the offlane boots first, pulled some regen, looking to devour creeps, sit at his tower very, very patiently. Justin will be playing on the Phantom Assassin with that set. What set is that?
I don't know.
The Penumbral Hood, that thing's pretty sick. And then looking over finally at the Witch Doctor here, B-Kid with his, obviously,
game is on.
his Disable in the team fights, the Paralyzing Cask, fighting off creeps, fighting the jungle, very, very good for Dream Destroyers, and just pushing to the towers with the Voodoo Restoration. That will go a long way, and
Got a
they'll find
feeling
themselves
this
an
is gonna be
early
good.
Invis rune here.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with that one now. Oh,
Yeah,
WWD is in a
knows.
lot of trouble right now. Jenkins went hook first, so no rot slow. But he does have
can't
the
use
hook
it,
ready to
though.
go. They're going to maybe go for it? No, they're not going to go for it on WWD.
He needs the mana to pull. He can't use it.
Yeah, I guess you're right here. And they're going to go ahead and forego that kill. Maybe for the best there, as you mentioned.
They wouldn't have got it.
And see. Yeah, maybe if they had Rot, but the Scorched Earth move speed was way too much. He probably would have been able to get away from that one. So I don't know. I guess what happens, happens. And Jenkins, he's going to... Oh, this is what you mentioned. Is this what you...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the hook pull. I was not
It's
paying
really
attention.
good. Yeah, good job.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm watching chat. They're asking questions. I got to answer them, dude.
Man, whatever. You're not the slave to Twitch chat, all right? You don't have to do what they say. So this works out really well. This is what they want. Fanny knows exactly what's happening, and I think this is the correct response. He'll come up and he'll split the XP with Pudge. So Pudge won't be able to get level 3 off of this, or level 2 at first, then level 3. He also won't be able to pull through like you normally do. You can see, what does he have? He just has Tangos to cut the tree and pull through if he wants. So not able to. It's disrupted, and Fanny gets the creeps back. So you know that this won't work every time, and the more you pick this, the more Flipside has to know that it's going to be dealt with, and they're thinking that way. Like, look at this ward from the Dire, really defensive, and they want to know if people are coming up that way. So they were expecting it to be contested, and meanwhile, Shredder, he will destroy this Doom out of the lane right now.
WWD, he's going to get slowed up by the concussive shot, but they missed the whirling axes on him. They cannot close the distance just yet. With the Scorched Earth, he's regenerating quite a bit of HP, so able to take a bit of harassment there. Ultimately gets forced back, but not at the cost of Sunken, taking a ton of tower damage from that one. And Jenkins back up to full mana because he waited on that clarity for the Death Prophet to leave. A very smart move by him. Going to be ready to go ahead and try to pull up again. He's going to do so here, and it will connect. Unfortunately, there's a creep. Maybe blocks it up. It will not block it up. He's going to get this one off. And a Haste Rune goes out onto Fanny. Maybe he tries to contest it. No mana, though. Means he cannot do too much to steal it.
Yeah, and this time Fanny, yeah, I think you were just talking about his mana. I was reading the stat pop-ups here from the fridge. Is not in a position to contest here. And I don't know, honestly, I really thought it would be more effective at denying experience from the middle lane, but it's really not too bad. You could see about a half-level difference, but now this creep wave is doubled up. It wasn't completely denied, so I don't know. Death Prophet's going to be fine. It's not as much about denying the middle experience as I personally thought the strategy would be about. It's more about just getting Pudge's levels out of lane, and then you're going to see 2 hero rotation to the bottom lane, and Jenkins and this Pudge are going to, or Jenkins and this Nushim here on the Mirana are going to start to try to put a lot of pressure on the PA. You can already see it. Yeah, they rotate down with the smoke.
The cool thing about this, though, is that since Pudge is normally in the jungle, this isn't a gank that you'd expect because he's not in lane. He sits in the jungle. They don't have vision on him all the time. And actually, it looks like they're going to go ahead and clean up Vengeful Spirit. The hook will come out. They do end up hitting it. Short range, it's to be expected. And the Rot will be enough to clean him down. Nusham with the final auto attack to secure that kill. And Bloody Nine will grab a quick trip to the fountain here. Unfortunately, it wasn't Justin. But I think they're quite all right with a kill there, especially Nusham getting a huge amount of extra gold from that one. And they're going to make their way back, or faux back, as they make their way again towards the bottom lane. And it could be B-Kid running into a little bit of trouble here. They still have the Siege Creep to spot this one out, but Justin is playing really aggressive, and it won't be punished as they go ahead and back themselves off for the time being.
Yeah, Justin's still doing a really good at farming here. I mean, I guess, of course he was. He was free farming the lane. There was not much pressure. He's 23 and 8 to Shredders here on the troll for the other team, 22 and 16. So those two cores leading the last hits. But it's going to be Flipside putting all the pressure now on the farming Phantom Assassin. Meanwhile, Dream Destroyers can't do anything. And actually up top, Troll wins this lane. I've seen them draft the Troll 1v1 against the Doom countless times, and it seems very, very effective. And just looking back a couple patches ago, Troll was the tier 1 versus 1 hero for a patch, maybe like even half a patch before he got nerfed. But honestly, he's still really good, and I probably
Jenkins, he was
a little
looking
underrated.
for the hook, but he holds off on it for the time being. It looks like he wants to try to make something happen down here in the bottom lane. They have to be really careful, though. Witch Doctor's a great counter initiation. Now they're going to make it go. It's Bloody Nine again, but the Witch Doctor Paralyzing Cast should fly out. Jenkins should end up dropping here. The Paralyzing Cast is enough. Justin will pick up that kill. Nusham trying to get away. The damage is real, though. We'll have to leap out. Pops a salve up for the time being. He should be fine. That's a 1-for-1, and losing your Pudge, not too terrible, as he doesn't exactly have a ton of kills or levels to his name, so it's not the biggest kill, but still, it's not exactly something that you want to see happen. Meanwhile, I think WWD took a lot of damage here in the top lane, has to make his way back towards the fountain. Going back to what you said about this 1v1, probably tier 1, tier 2 now after the nerf hero, doing incredible damage versus a Doom, which doesn't really have any way to deal with this. Now, Fanny, he should get slowed up by the Thunderclap. They're waiting for Jenkins to pop out the hook here, but the TPs do come in. Jenkins holding off on the hook, will end up backing himself off here, but not at the cost of actually dying. Pops the rot and hopes that he denies himself, but it will not come out. That was actually really weird positioning coming out from Jenkins, as it looked like he was kind of out of touch with the rest of the game.
Yeah, TP is coming in, and it is nighttime, doesn't see the rotations of the supports, obviously, and no one's even in the bottom lane after those TPs. Nusham was pushed back to the tower, so couldn't really be certain if the enemy supports were missing, and, well, we just see Dream Destroyers reacting really, really nicely to this strategy. Again, it's like the second or third time they've run it now, so it's no longer a secret, and you can see that it's being dealt with here. But the Primal Split in the middle lane, one of few we'll probably see get off this game. He will actually clean up Bloody 9, unless, no, the heal's maybe going to keep him alive. I don't know, the health of the Brute. Okay, health and mana very, very low. He's going to have to retreat. Did have double damage. Now Doom's going to come over, hopefully get this kill. At least get some experience from it here.
Waiting to pop it. Looks
Don't
like he's
even
going
need
to go
to
for
use it, but he
Grabs
will.
the kill. Yep. He did need to use it. He was about to run away. They didn't have enough mana for another Crypt Swarm. It was either use it or he gets away. So very good usage, and ultimately they grab a kill there. Not too bad for them. They did end up having to lose a kill because of the Primal Split going out in the Vengeful Spirit, but not the worst kill you can end up losing there, as Shredder makes it go on the top tier 1 tower. Bottom tier 1, though, still being aggressively pushed here by Nusham, Sunken, and Jenkins. But Jenkins already has 2 deaths to his name. Could be in a little bit of trouble if he continues to feed kills as often as he is with some shoddy positioning.
Yeah, again, he's just trying to make space. You can see since the pressure's been put on, Troll's taking a 10 last-hit advantage, 42-32. Since he's, again, like, no one has really contested him besides the Doom. Doom's not doing too much of that. Doom has 11 last hits to 44 right now. Not that Doom needs many because of the way Devour functions, so he's still going to be doing okay, and he is just an offlane Doom. Not expected to get the most.
Missed hook here on the bottom
we'll
lane,
see.
by the way. Justin
Middle lane.
Missed. Yep, we're going to take a
never
look
mind,
back
they're
towards
fine.
middle. Yep, never mind. They're fine. All right, so at the moment, I really feel like Dream Destroyers are getting more out of these than Flipside are. I mean, Shredder's doing okay, shredding down towers as his name suggests, but still not taking the tier 1 top. Meanwhile, this bottom aggressive tri-lane that they've kind of set up for themselves with the roaming supports isn't working just yet. Now they're just going to maybe try to get another kill. Whoa. Was there a B-Kid there? I think there was a B-Kid there, but there isn't anymore. Now Jenkins, he's looking to try to get more here.
Arcane and
Can he
an
hook
arrow.
out Justin? Does he know Justin's there? It looks like he's not going to spend it just yet. In fact, Bloody 9 looks like they want to make the aggressive onto him. Moonlight Shadow, though, comes out. Jenkins on the hunt with the hook. There is a TP in, though. There are 4 heroes surrounding him. He is best not to go for this one. And it looks like Nusham and Jenkins both get the idea, and they're going to back themselves out for the time being. A very smart move for them. Meanwhile, Courier, yep, Shibby will grab that one. Vanny not able to stop him as, well, no Yules, and that is actually a bottle. That is Fanny's bottle that was on the Courier. So that goes down. And that actually could have been the reason it goes down. And, well, they lose their bottle, or Fanny loses his bottle. That's pretty huge dealing with the harass.
He went phase.
Yep. To deal with the harass from Brewmaster, you need some way to sustain in this lane. Without the Bottle Crow, that's all gone.
That's how you last it as well, too. Just spamming out the Crypt Swarm, because there's the value point here on the Brewmaster in the Drunken Haze, so she will not be able to right-click. And up top lane, the Doom goes out onto Shredder Fortification as well. I think Shredder's going to stick around and try to last hit this tower. Can he get it? He does. He gets the last hit, and he might still be able to run out of this. Doom running out. It's about a quarter of time left. I think chasing Scorched Earth as cooldown has been used. Shredder will survive just barely. And, well, he's a little low in mana, so he could go back to base, but he could also just jungle, lifesteal that health up. He's got phase Vladimir's, and he looks to be going for, well, the Ogre Club. Last game we saw him go S and Y, so it could again be an S and Y, but maybe it's just a really fast BKB. Probably a Sange BKB, then maybe finish S and Y. It's really up to him.
It is up to him. Well, taking a look, Justin isn't getting shut down as much as they had hoped. He's 1-0-1. He's got some pretty decent last hits under his belt. Not the top, but not the bottom. And this Pudge hasn't been able to kill him once. So this really aggressive dual support they've been going in is not really working out in their favor just yet. And
Witch Doctor kind of owns that.
yeah, the Witch Doctor pickup,
Guess
the
what's happening in the
the
Dire's
Paralyzing
bottom
Cask is a
tower?
great spell for counter initiations, and I mean, they
He
really
has a point in stats. What the heck?
B-Kid.
The Witch Doctor?
I
He's got a point in stats. He goes 3-1, and then I guess 1 in stats. It's interesting. Actually, Primal split mid lane along with Jenkins here. There's the boulder into the hook, and well, Fanny is down. So a nice pick off there, and they're
Jenkins
probably going to
taking
get
a lot
some
of
more. The
damage
Cyclone up here. Jenkins backing off because he's taking tower hits. They know that the Primal split can finish this up, and if not, Brewmaster is on full HP when he gets out of it. Still a
He's
little
gonna
low on
actually
mana.
have to get
has
back.
bottle and
Justin's
some
here.
flank.
Yep, he blinks
Yeah,
himself
which
out
means
of
he's
there,
not
which is
farming.
smart. Well, not farming, but he still gets a good bit of chunk of gold from killing up Fanny there, and doesn't get the support, but gets himself out of there. That teleport in from Justin could have been the death of him, as he didn't have any mana for the Thunderclap. Now has it, with a bottle coming in from Pudge. Where are they looking to go here? There's going to be a teleport coming in. Witch Doctor B-Kid makes his way back in here, but
Radiant's
instead,
bottom
it looks like
tower
bottom
in a
lane is
pretty
going to be their
sight
target.
right now.
They want to grab
Dire's
this
mid
tower.
tower
Shredder is
needs a
here,
little help.
cleans up the
Radiant's
top tier
bottom
1, cleans up the
tower's
bottom
done
tier
for.
1, and now they're all going to make their way back towards the mid lane. Shibby looks like he wants to blink in. Thunderclap hits on 3. Justin, and Exorcism gets popped by Fanny, and they're going to have some teleports coming in. Immediately cancel it out, though. That was the Mirana coming in. Shibby will get hooked out by Jenkins, but the
Dire's
Exorcism
mid tower.
and a
Oh,
Stifling
hell.
Dagger is enough to go ahead and clean him up. Now Jenkins taking a lot of damage from the Exorcism. Roche will come into the party, but won't get the deny off, as Fanny will clean up the kill there. Jenkins buying back into the game. Shredder taking a lot of damage here. There's going to be another dagger coming out. Will clean him up. And Doom actually the one to grab that kill. B-Kid dodging out a Mystic Flare. In fact, the Mystic Flare sender that's sunken should sink into the ground very soon, as the this magic missile will fly out,
Radiant's top
clean him up,
tower's in
and
bad
he
shape.
will drop.
Yeah, without Primal Split, they just cannot fight. Like, I don't know, they were all kind of going in one by
Radiant's
one, a
bottom
little
tower in a
staggered.
pretty sight
It's
right
just not
now.
going to work. The team fight of Dream Destroyers is incredibly strong, and Flipside made a lot of space, but you made your space for a Troll Warlord. How much can he really do? You need some more items. You need that MKB. MKB is going to be a really important item this game, and I think the first team to build into one is maybe going to be the team that wins.
And they
Oh,
get a
fucking
hook off.
midnight
Fanny
noise,
will
man.
end up grabbing that one. There's a Thunderclap as well to clean him up, and that'll be a free kill. This is the power of the Pudge. They'd end up getting another couple of kills on him, which is exactly what they want to do. And now,
Radiant's mid
well, actually, that's
tower
kind of
could use a
obvious,
hand.
but the Tier 1 tower taking a little bit of damage here, and I mean, they've got all 5 rotated in. I don't think they're going to let this tower stay alive, but we'll see what Dream Destroyers can do to punish this one, as 17 seconds left on the Death
Radiant's
Prophet.
mid
Arrow to
tower's
go
coming
out
apart.
to go ahead and just scout out. And no attempt made to TP and defend this tower. It's just going to go down.
Radiant's mid
Yeah.
tower ain't doing so
And we can see
good.
Flipside this time. Troll's a pretty good split pusher, I guess, sort of Rat. There's not a lot
Top
of
tower's
pushing
getting beat
heroes,
down.
though, on the side of Flipside. So if they want to push, they need to utilize the Battle Trance, and they need to have bodies on the tower. Otherwise, they don't really have a
Dire's
pushing
top
team. And to
tower,
put those bodies on the tower
Oh, hook out. They
safely,
grab B-Kid.
need to win the team fight.
Jenkins
Wait, what?
pulls in the Witch Doctor, and,
Oh.
hold on. B-Kid could survive for the time. No, he's dead.
Heal. Strong right
He's
click.
really dead.
Roshan, though, about to be contested here. They've smoked up entirely on the side of Dream Destroyers. Phantom Assassin looking to be the first person in, just with that casual perseverance. They throw out the Death Prophet ultimate and now trying to fight into this. I think it's going to be an impossibility. Silence onto 3 right now. Doom onto Shibby. And, well, I think Flipside is just going to fall right now. Arrows coming in somehow. No, that hits WWD. Shredder's still fighting there on the backside, but the Roche, the Aegis there, looks like Witch Doctor grabbed it? Or no,
Nope.
Troll grabbed it.
Shredder
Troll's
got it. He
respawning.
got Roshan, and he got the Aegis, so he's back into this fight, ready to go. Now he's going to go on to WWD. They pop down a Mystic Flare, misses on WWD for the time being, but he'll still go down. Hook will go out and pulls back in Bloody Nine. Meanwhile, Fanny trying to chase down Shredder, but the Moonlight Shadow will keep him alive for the time being. Now an Arcane Bolt as
He's got
well as a
2
bunch
arcane
of...
bolts chasing him.
Oh my. There's multiple flying units chasing him right now. That's pretty comical, to be
happening?
honest, but he will survive. Now an arrow will fly out, an arrow. Fanny gets hit by that one. What an arrow from
100%
downtown.
blind.
Great stuff. He'll go down. Nusham, he deserved that kill.
Oh,
You know,
little
if
does he
I got
know,
hit by
there
that
wasn't
kind of
even
arrow.
a ward there, just completely blind. Maybe they can see the arcane bolts chasing through the fog or something.
They did.
I don't know.
The
but-
Arcane Bolt, when it does hit on Death Prophet, it will reveal. But he actually turned around when the Arcane Bolts hit, so they had no idea which way he was actually going to go. He was right about here when they ended up hitting. He was facing this direction, so That was just pure and utter movement prediction coming out from Armorana here, Nusham. I mean, you mentioned a stat where they hit almost every arrow and hook the last time they ran this strat. So obviously they've got some huge practice onto this movement prediction, and they get it. It's very well played coming out from them. So now they're going to smoke up. I think they want to kill out Justin here. They feel empowered from that last kill, and now the hook will fly out, and the hook won't hit. The arrow, though, will miss as well. Okay, so maybe I was wrong.
Man, I'm really surprised that Flipside turned that fight around. Like, I was calling it before it even happened. Like, there's no way they win this. They're 3-man silence to the Panda. Exorcism already out. I guess it's a blessing that Troll's able to get that, but team fight in the middle lane, they will counter-initiate here. The Primal Split goes out, Mystic Flare drop, but will be dodged, I think, with that Cyclone. But they will kill Fanny almost immediately, and that's really the only person they need to bring down really, really quick. WWD will throw out the Doom, and I don't know if that was quite worth it. Trying to TP out is the Vengeful Spirit. Will be brought down, though, just by the Rot. So much AoE damage. Rot and Doom actually will get denied there. So the only death on Flipside is denied, and they lose 4. Again, so Witch Doctor was not in that fight. He wasn't in the Roche fight. He wasn't in that fight in the middle lane, and that Paralyzing Cask and also the Death Ward now up at level 7, I think is a big part of their team fight, just keeping everyone around. And when that's not there, well, things seem to be crumbling. Flipside now with a 5-kill advantage and looking to push out a middle tier 2 tower.
Yeah, I think Flipside, they're looking to actually take Rax this time and win the game rather than what happened last game. So, I don't know. We'll see if they can do it. Now, there's going to be a Death Ward come out, but immediately gets Silence Sunken with some good vision. Justin will get swapped out here, but won't survive as Shibby blinks back with a Thunderclap. In comes Fanny. Shibby might be in a little bit of trouble. They pop down a Sentry Ward, but he's going to quickly run out of range of that one. Moonlight Shadow still available. Another Sentry Ward. Yules him just on the edge of that one. And, well, 3 seconds left. Can he get the blink off? He won't, and he'll go down here. What an investment to go ahead and grab that kill.
Yeah, 200 gold, essentially, because of the sentries that were dropped on the chase. Which is maybe why Dust is your better investment. Also cheaper, 180. Will follow, will also slow. But at least they do get the kill on the Panda. Otherwise, they would have lost quite a bit there. Lose the team for the middle lane, 4-4-0, I guess. Just 4-4 deny. And then forcing out a fortification, almost losing the tier 2 tower. Did lose the tier 1. It was expensive for the Dream Destroyers, but Witch Doctor shows up and they're actually able to kill some people. And I was surprised that Sunken had the vision on that Witch Doctor to actually get that silence off. If he didn't, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and ultimately, like, this game is starting to take a tone right now. It's Flipside NA taking superior fights, and this is where I think the Phantom Assassin runs into the same problem that our Faceless Void ran into last game, where, I mean, you've got a draft, you've got a hero that's so susceptible to what the enemy lineup can throw out. No matter what happens, even if he gets his perfect skill set off, he's not going to survive for very long. And, well, I guess she in this case is Faceless Void. This isn't the hero, it's going to be the Phantom Assassin, but, I mean, it's the same principle, and Phantom Assassin's really struggling to make things happen in this game. You saw in the last fight. Hold on, B-Kid. Mystic Flare will fly out, and they go ahead with Jenkins picking up a Blink Dagger of his own to go up and just clean him up with the Rot. So, another free kill. B-Kid not playing as good of a support as it seemed like he did in the last game, or, well, still playing a great support, but feeding a little bit more. And, at the moment, it looks like Flipside have gotten themselves a very comfortable point in this game where the map control seems to be theirs, as well as the pure aggression seems to be theirs. Now, WWD, he'll get Blink, Thunderclap, and have a Primal Split onto him. The Brewmaster will deny the tower, and WWD will go down. So they spend a Primal Split for that one, but it gets the deny, and they get the hero. Not too bad of a trade.
Yeah, it looks like they were trying to get a and kill Shredder in the top lane as Doom was getting ganked up, but they won't. He's very fast again. He'll back off. Middle lane, though, push coming in. Battle Trance is available, of course. It's only a 30-second cooldown. Push into the middle lane. There is no Primal Split, though, so it could be a little harder to fight. Pending a really good hook from Jenkins. I mean, Pudge is a really good hero in the late game. Everyone thinks he sort of falls off, but if he gets involved, the Flesh Sheep stacks are ridiculous. The magic resistance you get from that is pretty ridiculous as well, and And the meat hook is a really good spell to force out bad positioning, same as sort of the nether swap we always talk about for Vengeful Spirit. Fortification off in the top lane.
Shredder, though, he's going to go out onto Fanny here, looking for the bash, but doesn't quite get it. Instead switches to range, but in comes the Thunderclap. Justin could be in a little bit of trouble. Do they have a stun for him? They don't. Instead, Bloody 9 looks like the one they want to go on. They do not have a stun. Bash, no bash.
Oh, 10%, man.
Oh, man. I think the bash was one of the things that got nerfed, because I haven't played Troll Warlord in such a long time.
I think it was always 10%.
It was always 10%, but the damage got scaled down or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I used to play it.
You can't not feed a Pudge. I mean, the dude is hungry. He needs to eat. Like, he's gonna find fresh meat. It just happens. It's inevitable.
I mean, that's facilitated, though, by some really, really aggressive wards now coming out from Flipside. And when you're dealing with a Pudge, these wards, you cannot let them go up. But I think I've seen double Dream Destroyers. I keep wanting to call them double damage. I've seen them actively dewarding, but the amount of wards that come out at the moment are just incredible. Like, Flipside are on top of this one, and with a Pudge, that's invaluable. WWD could be in a little bit of trouble here. What? Okay. Anyway, taking a look at the golden XP graph to completely ignore what just happened, we have Flipside NA with a 15,000 gold advantage. XP not looking any better as it's approaching 15,000. Yep, they lost before. It was nowhere close to 15,000 advantage though. Like last game, it was actually relatively even.
Slipping away like really early. About 24 minutes, you're like, yeah, I don't know if they're gonna win this game. But there's been team fight in the top lane again. Fanny really wants this tower, but he's not going to get it too easily. The Yulsev are going to keep him alive a bit longer. Doom goes out, but the Raw Jenkins should be able to run him down, and the rest of the team here is around for Dream Destroyers. Now Jenkins is very tanky. 13 stacks of flesh right now, looking for another hook. Will somehow thread the needle, but doesn't thread into anything, unfortunately. It was a Nusham, and Bloody 9 tries to TP out, won't be so lucky. Nusham denies it there with his arrow, and well, one going to TP out there. That was the Doom getting back to base. B-Kid, and yeah, as fragile as this guy is with 2 armor and only 1,000 HP, he will be able to get out of that one, okay? And looks like Sunken as well as Shredder took out the bottom 2-2 tower. Or maybe it was down already, I'm not sure. I've been distracted by the Twitch chat. Pimp Muckle is he's causing quite a scene over in our Twitch chat.
Not just Pimp Muckle, we got people asking for whole quota versus no ES. I'm sorry guys, I have no control over the reschedules that happen. Dream Destroyers today, they originally were supposed to play at 5:30 Eastern Daylight Time, and unfortunately they had to practice with this new mid that they've got going on, so they had to push that back 90 minutes, which set it an hour before the start time of Whole Quota versus No ES, which was originally the second series we were going to cast today, which means that we aren't able to cast this one today as the other CEVO casters are casting Canada Cup at the moment. So unfortunately, just a comedy of errors, or whatever you want to call it, leading us to not be able to cast that game. If Game 2 hasn't started by the time this one ends, then sure, we'll cast Game 2 of that one, but unfortunately, I don't think that will be the case, as this series is actually taking a very long time to complete. Both teams seem to be pretty even in skill, and it just comes down to execution and draft, really. Smoke up here by the 4 of
they want this tower so bad. This has been their only focus for like the last 5 minutes.
TP.
They're just throwing bodies at it.
Yep, and now Jenkins missed the hook.
I think they see the hook.
Yep, Justin barely escapes from that one, but in comes the Exorcism. What can it do here, though? B-Kid end up dropping here. He stays alive for a short amount of time, but not long enough. They're looking for the bash on the Blade 9. They end up getting the stone out. Meanwhile, we've got Jenkins finding a godlike kill somewhere. It looks like WWD could end up adding to that one as we see Death Prophet dropping to the Troll Warlord. I am missing all of these on the camera as finally WWD goes down. And, whoa, they tap out. They tap out. GG. Flipside, they just dominate Dream Destroyers so much, they say no more.
Would you say destroy their dreams?
They did. This was a draw, dude. The series ended in a draw. 1-1. Flipside 1-1.